Come here, Will. Come to have a word with our Ollie. He's turning some straw, but Christ, it's way hot. I thought it was a lot drier than it was, but whether it'll need turning again later on, I don't know. But it's a terrible forecast for the next day or two, so we could just get this straw cleared and get Phil to combine that later on. If it's 18%, it's having it, and then it's another one cleared, and come on, then we can get another one sort of worked up. Here, come here, dog. It's a little Astwell straw turner, a little woofler. Makes a marvellous job. Well, little Bomford wooflers used to make a marvellous job years ago, didn't they? You know, but they just sort of swats overgrew them. But when they were 10, 12 foot cuts, you could come with a little Bomford, but this is marvellous thing. Astwell, where they're made, I don't know. I think they're a British firm, and I think I've seen them badged up with Dazzle badge as well. So, yeah, it's making a good job. It's a bit of an unnecessary job, but needs must, innit? Right, we'll have to go load last at wheat up. Phil's taking it up to Mortimer's, who we deal with up anyway, up at Driffield, so he's got to ride out. I've just let him through into this, the second field near the beck, and I know we've had some sort of showery weather, but it's greened up something special, right? In fact, look at them tucking into new shoots. I mean, where they've come from, there's nought left. We've been feeding them silage, but yeah, really tucking in. And I mean, that's the modern way, isn't it? If you can split your grasses into different segments and keep moving. Is it mob grazing they call it? Keep moving them so they mob it, take top out of it, move on to another one and let it recover instead of it struggling shoots out, getting eaten off. It's not really practical to do it in here, it's not really big enough. But yeah, there's a lot of cattle in a small acreage here. You don't see that very often. They aren't eating many minerals. They're, you know, with them being bolused, they've got their minerals in their stomach with them being bolused. That big black bullet thing in their gut. They don't bother with minerals. It's strange that when they need them, they go for them. Yeah, not a lot left here. Working a bit of land up before it rains. Dinner time, it'll be pissing down here, so what the plan is, get this one worked over, so try and get some of this sterile brome and stuff to grow. But certain sterile brome, or certain types of brome, The oat brome needs leaving on top, and the sterile brome needs working in to germinate. I think I've got that right. They reckon there's research saying some of the seed is better on top, but then we want some blackgrass plants to grow, so we need, well, I'm deciding to work it anyway. Yeah, it's working real nice. In fact, it's just lacking a little bit of cultivation at the back, like a roller or something. Now she does bark out, doesn't she? You can hear it from miles. We've got a friend of ours who's got a Challenger. Can't remember what model. Cat engine. You can hear it just burbling away about 2 miles that way. Clear as day. He'll probably come down a cog there because he goes onto a bit heavier land. Oh no, he's into it. And we've got legs in very, very deep. You know, doing that shattering sort of subsoiler. And it's making a nice finish actually. But like you just said, you just do with something, just not pressing it too much, but just something sort of scratching it level and don't know, you know what I mean. We'll have a ride in with him. I'll come with matches and just set fire to it. Just riding shotgun with Phil, and we've just said it's a right back end sight, innit, when you're starting to work stubbles up. I mean, nights are drawing in a little bit, I've noticed that, and yeah. The harvest is going to be a funny one. I mean, winter barley's rotten ripe, our oilseed rapes, bloody fortnight off. Some of it's 10 days off spraying off, and wheat is as green as grass, look. I mean, wheat's really keeping its colour, which is good because it's still filling. But yeah.
No combining for the next 10 days, will there?
No, it's going to piss down. Yeah, he reckons no combining for what, 10 days?
10 days, I will.
You'll have to miss me quick up. Can you go down that one? I've parked pickup in well up, so he's off to leave now. We're just saying that we're just wondering what to put on back of it. I don't, but he's just said about it'll be too long to get into corners and that, but I don't know, it just ain't quite leaving it quite. I don't know. You know what I'm saying, don't you?
Fine tilt.
Yeah, fine tilt. Yeah, they're good. We've had some diesel today though, look. Does he usually go up there, or are we just praying hell out of it? Praying hell out of it, trying to beat the weather, because we think it'll be raining in about an hour. So he's trying to get it covered. And yeah, we're late 40s, 50 litres an hour. Which some of you might think, oh, I won't be bloody fueling that greedy bloody thing, but I don't agree with you, because we're covering land. What can you make it drink?
If you drink much more than 55, I think. If he was really flogging it.
Yeah, if you're really brave, 55 litres an hour. Like.
Now we're down to like 40, 39.
Yeah, we're on kind of land, so but when it's on the heavier land, it drinks more fuel, but she don't. It just backs out, you know. It don't drag it down to because it's alright, 150 horsepower, but a lot of it you're lifting your machine up and down to make it, you know what I'm saying. You're doing job right here.
We're pulling it hour.
7 mile an hour.
1700 revs.
We were a bit worried at the beginning of the week. We were working another field up there, and I picked him up for dinner and stopped. We stopped tractor, all of a sudden bloody he looked like he were on fire, and it boiled. It was just, I don't know, we thought head gasket had gone. Just all of a sudden bloody steam came out at bonnet, and it hadn't ailed nothing since. So what the problem was, we don't know.
Radiator cap will loose.
Oh, radiator cap will look. Would you reckon that was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I was worried because we thought it was going to set on fire at first. Then we realised it was steam, and then we were worried ourselves to death that head gasket had gone, because bloody hell, that would be an expensive job here. Our repair on front disc wasn't bad. We got it sort of like true, didn't we?
Yeah, a bit wobble in it.
Yeah, there's a little bit of wave on that because we bent shaft double. Here we're coming back from a farm and it dropped into the road. It's made a right mess of the road, and it bent that bloody disc round double. How it hadn't smashed off bearing housing, I don't know, but I noticed drawbar starting to a bit of play in it.
Yeah,
We welded it up once. But to me, on this machine, that drawbar looks like it's a weak affair. I know you aren't supposed to turn with it down, but people do, don't they? As you can see. Excuse me. But it should be designed to withstand it, but it doesn't look very strong, that, does it?
it's thinking some pain like, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, there's no struts to the side of it, it's just a straight beam, innit? Really, Simba tackle was marvellous in its day. I know Wardy, he's a big lover of Simba tackle, and it's a crying shame that we were bought out by an American company just to get rid of it. I mean, Simba, apparently in its heyday, employed 1,000 people in their factory, you know, from bosses right down to whoever.
Equivalent machine is to replace this, yeah, the newer model.
Sumo. There's all sorts of stuff in it. Ploughman. What's that silver one in the area? There's 2 or 3. The Sumo only down the road from us. They make the trio, don't they? Our favourite trail stuff. I wouldn't want a trio on your arms, but I mean, bloody great thing, and that roller out back. If we were going to supersede this, I would go for a trio, but I would go for a trail trio. And I don't think I'd go any more than 3 metres.
No, definitely not.
You know, you go, if we could pull 4.5 in this land at this machine, but you'll get to some of our land at Burnley, you'll be leathered, won't you?
Yeah.
Absolutely leathered. You know, and this thing's on top of job. You know, you aren't crucifying everything underneath you, you know, all them shafts and gears. You aren't putting that much pressure on them, you know, it's just on top of the job. Someone told me you want to pull at 5 mile an hour, that's where everything's at ease. Everything's on, you know, if you're pulling at 2 mile an hour and you're putting all that power, what's under there, through what's under there, you're going to start stripping stuff and breaking stuff. And, you know, don't think about it, it makes sense, doesn't it? We don't know now, do we, Phil?
No.
So don't listen to us, a couple of Yorkshire Muppets. Phil got that one worked up just in time before the heavens opened, and the heavens did open. There was 20 mil of rain and hailstone in about as many minutes, maybe half hour. And yeah, it was quite bloody severe. In fact, we were off out and I just glanced over at our oilseed rape and it just looks a little bit lighter coloured than it did before the storm. So that's on my job. That's where I'm off now, to have a look at the rape whether it's been knocked out, because I think anybody's what was very, very near to very ripe will be damaged, and I'm just hoping ours was green enough to withstand the pounding of the hailstones, because they were as big as your thumbnails. I don't think I've seen them as big, in fact. So right, watch this space. Right, if you like this channel, like and subscribe. Rough hard farming, East Yorkshire, not too fancy. Proper farming, as people say. Yeah, we are just trying to sell our hats and t-shirts. Well, we ain't got hats and t-shirts, and that we're never gonna, and we probably never will. Right, bye for now. Not as bad as I expected, actually. A few pods have been blitzed, but yeah, not bad at all, because if in a real bad situation it can be just white, where if it was at that vulnerable just before harvest stage and you get a massive storm like we had yesterday, it would just be white and half the seed would be in the floor, and we never insure against it, and we maybe should. Our sort of seasons, sort of weather patterns are changing and we do get more storms, so watch this space for the future. So yeah, bit of a relief that, actually. Come on, little dog, half bombing again. Right, bye for now.